Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Today, we would like to discuss how to improve our IT environment by applying the Zero Trust security with the SSE platform. So here is the agenda. We will look into what kind of IT environment change recently, and also we will review the one security incident happens recently. And also, we will check what is Zero Trust and how Zero Trust can be improved, the support to improve the current IT issues. And finally, we will look into how to implement Zero Trust security with the SSE platform. Okay, you will be familiar with the relation between sphere and shield, similar to the relation between attacker and the defense side. So if the attacker change the type of the sphere or attack, then the security perspective need to change the type of defense as well. So if the type of attack is changed based on due to the IT environment change, so we need to change the type of defense. So let's look at so what is the biggest change recently and how to protect from the risk with the latest the solution. The first, let's look at the one security incident happens December last year. So there was some news about the critical security incident because this incident happens from the security company to provide the user's credential. So due to the security incident, the user's credentials are publicly available, and this caused a lot of security, critical security issue. So let's look at the timetable. So the first three, attacker tried to access the senior engineers' information with the social engineering, such as sending email to the senior engineer or something like that. And also, attacker realized that the engineers, the home PC was not fully patched. So due to this issue, the attacker could install the malware with the function of the keylogger. And after install the keylogger, the attacker could monitor the activity of the senior engineer. So fortunately, the attacker realized that the senior engineer tried to access the company resource located in the AWS S3 with the secret key. Since the attacker snipped all of the activity, the attacker could get the credential information to access the AWS 3. So with this information, finally attacker could download the customer's data. So there are some issue from this security incident. The first, there was no problem to access the company resource with the home PC. So basically, in order to access the company resource, only accessible from the company provided devices, but there was no problem to access with the home PC. And second, even though the home PC was not fully patched, there was no restriction to access the company resource. So basically, when when try to access the company resource, need to check the device status, and if the patch is not applied or antivirus software is not working, then this kind of access should be blocked, basically. But there was no restriction. Number 3, even though the attacker tried to install the malware named the keylogger, there was no warning or no restriction. Maybe we guess that there was no antivirus software installed, something like that. And the third, the pulse, even though the issue happens the December last year, this information is publicly available 3 months later. So we guess that it takes so long time to track the issue and reason. So based on this information, let's review again. If we apply the zero trust, we can protect or minimize the risk if we apply the zero trust security. Also, we would like to check the IT environment change. In the previously, maybe 20 years or 30 years before, the IT environment was very simple. Only install the network firewall in the office network, then that's all. So the inside of the firewall, we will call the trust zone, but the outside of the network will be untrust zone. But due to the new risk, new security risk is occurred. So for example, in order to detect or protect from the layer 7 attack, we need to install the additional security appliance like IPS and the DLP to protect from the data loss, and the sandbox to check the more sophisticated malware and something like that. So we should install the security appliance, the stack, one after another. And after the pandemic, there is another changes. So firstly, the number of remote workers are increased, and also the lots of company resources are located in the public cloud, like AWS, Azure, GCP, something like that. And also the SaaS usage has been increased. And lastly, the size of video traffic has been increased, and also the encrypted traffic has been increased. So according to the report, around 80% of the traffic already encrypted. So here is the simple diagram of the current IT environment issue. So firstly, there are massive traffic in the office gateway network, and also due to the traffic change from the plain text to encrypted, there are lots of resources are required to decrypt the encrypted traffic. Also, as you know, that there are lots of the video traffic, including the Zoom or GoToMeeting, something like that. So we are experiencing lots of bottleneck from the office network. And second issue is related with the remote work. So if the remote user try to access the SaaS or public cloud, there is no control for remote environment. So if you see the number 2 cases, so if the remote user's device has been compromised, and try to access the SaaS solution or public cloud that, as I mentioned in the previous page, it's impossible to control the traffic for the remote user to access the public cloud or SaaS. And number three, most of the remote users try to access the VPN in order to access the company network. But as you know, the VPN is a network basis access control basically. So it's impossible to set up the detailed access control. So here is the current IT environment issue. Then how to solve the better security risk and security incident? We think the right solution will be zero trust. So the motto of zero trust is a never trust, always verify. And I guess you will familiar with the 0 day. So here the 0 day and the zero trust, the meaning of zero is a bit different. So in case of zero trust, the meaning of zero is never or no. But in case of 0 day, it's kind of no enough time. So as you know, the 0 day the means there is no enough time to apply the patch if the attack or exploit code is publicly available. So in general, generally speaking, before the attack exploit code is publicly available, the patch is announced first. But in case of 0 day, the order is reversed. The attack code is firstly available, and then the patch is announced. So the meaning of zero is a bit different between them. So if we search the zero trust in Google, you can see that there are lots of information and lots of especially from the global IT company like Microsoft, the VMware, Palo Alto, Splunk, something like that. So we can guess that zero trust is a new stream and mainstream as well. So if we search the zero trust from the Google trend, you can understand the interest for this, the zero trust is increased very much recently. So we can guess the zero trust is the hot issue for all of the IT industry. So here is the history of zero trust. So the 2010, the Forrester introduced the concept of zero trust first. And then 2019 and 2021, the Gartner announced the concept of SSE, SSE, and GTNA to implement the zero trust concept. And the last year, the OMB, the Office of Management and Budget in USA, ordered to provide a plan to apply the zero trust by next year. So, so according to the USA government, by investigating the security incident, the zero trust is the only and the right solution to protect from this kind of the critical security incident. So as you can see, the zero trust is very famous recently, and lots of the IT organization or companies try to apply the zero trust principle for their IT environment. Then what's the core idea of zero trust? So I think we can divide with the 5 ideas. So first, as I mentioned, the motto of Zero Trust is never trust anything. And number 2 and 3 will be a bit familiar because this is already mentioned in the previous compliance, like ISO or PCI DSS, something like that. So the second is a least privilege, and number 3 is a strict identification and verification, including the MFA, device posture, something like that. And number 4 is a micro-segmentation, and number 5 is a continuous monitoring and analysis. So if you see the image of this one, so the legacy network is, so if the one resource has been compromised, then the negative impact can be the so this kind of the negative impact can be the give the other resource easily, but in case of the Zero Trust, the defense model, even though the resource has been compromised, it's impossible to attack the other resource. So this is an example of the micro-segmentation. So the simply saying, if you apply the Zero Trust, or if you design your IT environment to meet the requirement of Zero Trust, the first will be there is no difference between internal and external network. And number 2, so you need to apply the security policy as if or assume that the internal user has been compromised. So let's look at how to apply the SSE-based Zero Trust. So we already discussed the current issue of IT environment. So as I mentioned, we have the 3 critical security issues from the current IT environment. Then how to improve the IT environment and how to fix the current 3 critical issues. So according to the Gartner recommended to apply the SSE architecture perspective and the SSE for product perspective, based on the Zero Trust. So the Zero Trust itself is not architecture or product; it's a principle. So the Gartner provide the recommendation to implement the Zero Trust with the SSE architecture. The SSE means the Secure Access Service Edge, and the component of SSE is a SD-WAN network perspective and Security Service Edge, SSE, for security perspective. So the security point of view, the SSE is the core component of the SSE. So we implemented the SSE platform based on the guideline of the Gartner. So the core components of the SSE is a CASB, GTNA, and SWG. So the CASB stands for Cloud Access Service Broker, which means that we need to have the visibility for the cloud, the resource access. And GTNA is a Zero Trust network access. So let me explain later. And the SWG is a secure web gateway. And also, according to the report from the Gartner, highly recommended to use the single vendor solution for the SSE platform, because if we apply the single vendor, we can expect more performance and it's easy to manage the vendors, and also the cost reduction. So here is the simple architecture of SSE. So as you can see, so here is the agent, the GTNA agent. If you install the GTNA agent, then all traffic is tunneled to the SSE platform. So there is no security appliance in the Office gateway. So all of the traffic is tunneled to the SSE platform, and since all of the traffic is goes through the SSE platform, if the remote user try to download the malware, then the trial will be blocked from the SSE platform. And even though the device has been compromised, in order to get control, then the device try to access the CNC, but the SS platform already knows the CNC information, then the trial will be blocked in the SS platform as well. And lastly, the GTNA is an application basis, not network basis. If they install the GTNA, the remote user can access the application basis, non-network. So we can, by using the GTNA, we can protect the users to access the unnecessary resource. So here is some example of useful function of SSE. So the first three, anti-malware or antivirus. So if you try, when you try to access some website, so if the malicious code has been injected, then the traffic will be downloaded through the SS platform. But since SSE platform can inspect all of the request as well as response traffic. So if the response traffic contains the malicious code, then this will be blocked automatically from the SSE. And second, block the CNC access. So if the device has been compromised, in order to the additional control, the malicious traffic try to access the CNC automatically. But as I mentioned, the SSE platform already knows the CNC IP address. This trial will be blocked automatically. So even the device has been compromised, we can expect we can minimize the possible risk. And third, the application control. Since all of the traffic goes through the SS platform inspect the traffic and understand what kind of application. So if you apply the policy, for example, to block the messenger program or VPN or proxy or something like that, then we can apply the very detailed security policy based on the application control for each user or for each group. And fourth, the URL category. So this is the core component of SWG. And if you want to apply the security policy, for example, for your employees not to access the shopping site or gaming site during the work hours, then you can apply the URL category policy like this. And number 5, data loss prevention. Since the SSE platform can inspect all of the traffic without regard to the encrypted or plain text, you can apply the policy like the block the trial to download the Excel file contains the personal information, or the block the trial to contain the card number or something like that. So you don't need the additional the security appliance or agent for the data loss prevention. And lastly, this is very interesting function. Since SSE platform support to monitor all of the traffic, it's very easy to track for users to access what kind of the website or application. So without regard to the violation of security policy, the SSE platform provide the function to keep all of the access log for at least for 1 month. So if there is any the security issue, then you can search from this function. Then if you apply the SS platform, you may have question how to access the private IP resource from the public cloud, because the SSE is kind of the public cloud or SaaS. If you go to the public site, then the source IP will be edge of SSE platform, not your office IP. But if your application is a the private IP address, then basically it's impossible to access from the public IP to private IP address. So in this case, we provide the GTNA solution. So if you apply the GTNA solution for your application, then there is the private channel between the private application and our SSE platform. So in this case, the user can access the private IP resource through the SSE platform. So basically, when you try to access the public resource, the IP address will be, source IP will be public IP, edge of SSE platform. But in this case, when you try to access the private IP resource, then the source IP will be the private IP assigned to the user when activate the GTNA agent. And also, you may have the requirement, for example, in your office network for some resource not to access through the SSE platform. So in this case, we provide the useful function named the split tunneling. So if you apply the split tunneling for some specific IP address, then the traffic will not go through the SSE platform. In this case, the traffic will go to your private resource directly. Then you may have questions. So what's the difference between VPN and GTNA? So basically, it's very similar between them, but the biggest difference is the red one. So since the VPN is a network basis, if you access the VPN, you can access the all network. But in case of GTNA, only accessible to the specific application. So here is the example of image. So if you access the VPN, then you can ping all of the resources, but in GTNA, even you know the IP address of other resource, it's impossible to ping. So only accessible for the allowed resource. So this is the biggest difference. And additionally, in general, in case of VPN, only one-time check when login, ID and password, and MFA, something like that. But the GTNA is based on the zero trust. Basically the provide the function for continuous check. So even though the past authentication, the GTNA solution check the integrity of the device. So if the GTNA solution find the violation of the security policy, then can disconnect the connection immediately. So this is the sample screenshot of the SS platform dashboard. So this one is the example of GTNA agent. So we provide the GTNA agent for all of the OS, including the Windows, Mac, iOS, something like that. So if you install the agent and pass the authentication, then the device is connected with the SS platform immediately. Then all of the traffic is tunneled to the SS platform. And in the SS platform, all of the traffic is inspected and monitored, controlled. So if you are IT admin, if you access the SSE dashboard, you can see the overall traffic status. So how much traffic and how many users are connected. And also you can see what kind of tunnel has been connected and which user violate the security policy. Also, you can monitor what kind of the website or application has been used for each user, per group, or globally. So you can see the very detailed information like this. And if you would like to see the very detailed information for each user, then you can see that this the information like this. So in this case, this user access the YouTube, the mail service, the Bing, Google Maps, something like that. So you can see the very detailed information like this. And here is the example of the setting the security policy. So if you would like to block the anti-malware or antivirus download, then you can choose like this. You can apply this policy for all user or per group basis. And additionally, we provide lots of the useful condition, like block the sales traffic or for source IP, destination IP, geolocation, proxy server, rescue website, or based on the HTTP header method, the content type, something like that. And lastly, this is the one example to create the access control policy to access the ChatGPT for the specific user. So you can apply this kind of policy for specific user or specific group or all users. So this is the very small part of example. And as I mentioned, our SS platform provides a very interesting function. So if you would like to see the full function, then you can try, or you can get the more useful information from our homepage. Okay, then let's look at the security incident again. If we apply the SS platform, we can protect from this kind of security incident happen from the security company. So let's look at the issue first. So first, the user access the company resource with the home PC. But if you apply the zero trust with the SSE platform, in order to access the company resource, they basically need to install the GTNA agent first. So if the GTNA agent is not installed, then basically it's impossible to access the company resource. So if we use the SSE platform, this kind of issue cannot happen. And number two, there was no restriction even connected with the vulnerable PC. So due to the GTNA policy, so it's possible to on or off. If the device is not fully patched, then basically it's impossible to access the company resource and redirect to the apply the patch instead. So only full patched devices can access the company resource after applying the SSE platform. And number three, there was no warning or restriction even malware is installed. Since the antivirus or anti-malware is a basic function of SSE platform, if the user try to download or upload the malicious file, that this kind of the trial can be blocked from the SSE platform. So finally, it's impossible to install the keylogger in the user's device. And number four, it takes a long time to track the issue and reason. So as I mentioned, since the SSE provide the very interesting function to keep all of the access history. So even there was no warning or no notification, it's possible to track and search what kind of issue happens. So since the SSE platform can inspect all of the traffic, including the HTTP or other non-HTTP traffic, it's possible to track and search the issue. So here is the conclusion. So what's the plus if apply the SSE platform for your IT environment? So the biggest merit is this one. We can apply the same security policy without regard to the office size or location, whether the device is located within the office or outside of office. So for example, if you have the headquarters and the multiple branch office, so in general, the branch office is very small. So generally it's impossible to have the same security policy across the multiple branches. But if you apply the SSE, it's very simple. Just install the GTNA agent, that's all. So we can have the same security policy without regard to the office size. And also, if you have the shared office like a WeWork, it's impossible to set up the additional security appliance like IPS, the firewall, or something like that. But in case of the SSE, you don't need to install any appliance. Just install the agent, that's all. And also, so as I mentioned several times, if you apply the SSE, we can have the same policy without regard to the location, whether the user is a remote user or in the office or outside. And number three, so it's possible to get the visibility for all of the traffic because all of the traffic goes through the SSE platform, and the SSE platform can inspect all the traffic, we can get the visibility what happens. And also the asset management perspective is very useful. It's possible to know which device by whom is used. And as I mentioned, in order to apply the SS platform, no need any appliance. Just install the one agent in each device. That's all. It's very simple. So it's very easy to change the vendor. For example, if you apply the one vendor, and if you would like to change the vendor to other, then it's possible to change the vendor by installing another agent. That's all. It's very easy. And IT admin perspective, it's possible to apply the security policy from one console. As I share the dashboard, it's very for admin perspective, it's very easy to understand. So you can apply the security policy within 10 minutes. It's very easy. So if you would like to know more details about our SS platform, you can access the ioncloud.com and choose the menu with the secure internet access. Then you can get the more detailed information. And if you have any question, please email to support@ioncloud.com. Then we can respond as soon as possible.